You've been there, we all have. She's got that soft voice, that shy laugh, says all the right things. I hate drama. I'm not like other women. I just want something real. And you believe her. You want to believe her. Because it's easier to believe the dream than face the truth staring you in the damn face, the late-night phone flips, the jokes at your expense, the chaos that follows her like a shadow. But you let it slide. You tell yourself, she's different. Brother, that's how good men get destroyed. Not by monsters, not by villains, but by wolves dressed like sheep, smiling pretty, talking sweet, while they tear your peace apart from the inside. Wake up. Your gut isn't lying. Stop ignoring it. Today, I'm laying it out for you straight. No noise, no sugarcoating. I'm giving you 6 dead giveaway clues she's not who she pretends to be. Patterns that expose the truth. Behaviors that real men don't ignore. See 2 or more of these? It's not a maybe. It's not a wait and see. It's your signal to walk, to protect your peace, to protect your future. Because a man who guards his peace doesn't lose it by accident. He gives it away by ignoring the signs. Don't be that man. Not anymore. Drop it in the comments like a vow. I protect my peace. No games, no drama, no wasted years. Number 1, the overshare trap. It never starts with fire, it starts soft, it starts slow, a quiet night. Maybe it's the first real date. Maybe it's late night in your truck, and maybe you're sitting on her couch, music low, heart open, and then it happens. She leans in a little closer. Her voice softens, and out come the stories, the pain, the heartbreak, the trauma, the betrayals, the exes who ruined her, the friends who stabbed her back, the childhood she barely survived. And if you're a good man, if you've got even an ounce of protector in your blood, it feels like a privilege, like you've been chosen, like you've passed some invisible test. And now you get to sit behind the curtain. Feels like intimacy, feels like connection, feels like trust. But I'm here to tell you the truth. A lot of men don't learn until they're gutted on the floor with nothing left. That isn't trust. That's strategy. That's testing. That's her poking your walls, seeing how fast you drop them. She's not building with you. She's disarming you. And brother, if you're not grounded in who you are, if you're still the man starving for validation, you'll fall for it every damn time. You'll open up too fast. You'll start spilling your story, trauma for trauma, thinking you're bonding, thinking you're different, thinking this is what love looks like. It's not. It's weakness. It's vulnerability without discernment. And vulnerability without boundaries isn't strength. It's chaos waiting to happen. Because here's the pattern no one talks about. The faster someone overshares, the faster they will use your story against you later. Seen it 100 times. Men tell me, she was so open with me. She told me everything. I felt so trusted. Fast forward 6 months. Every argument, every fight, every crack in the relationship, your words come back as weapons. She doesn't respect you more because you opened up fast. She respects you less because power in a man doesn't look like instant access. Power looks like restraint. Power looks like patience. Power looks like a man who listens more than he speaks, who holds his own line, who doesn't spill his soul just because a woman talks pretty. Look, I'm not saying never be vulnerable. I'm saying timing is everything. Discernment is everything. Trust is earned, brick by brick, over time, through action, consistency. Not emotional dumping on date 2. A woman worth your future won't rush your heart. She won't need to flood you with pain just to feel connected. She'll respect your walls. She'll honor your pace. Because real intimacy is built, Slowly, built carefully, built strong enough to last, but the overshare trap, that's built to collapse. That's built to get you hooked on her story before you've even figured out who she really is. And once you're hooked, you start making decisions not as a man, but as a savior. You start managing her life, her feelings, her chaos. You start carrying weight that was never yours to hold. Brother, I don't care how strong you are. You carry dead weight long enough, it'll bury you. That's how men lose their edge, lose their focus, lose themselves, because they confuse being needed with being respected. Let me make this clear for you. A woman's past is hers. Her healing is hers. Her chaos is hers. You can stand beside her. You can encourage her, but you do not carry it for her. You do not lose yourself trying to fix someone else's story. You do not hand over your peace in exchange for proximity. Not anymore. Not after what you've learned. Not after what you've survived. The stoic man, the grounded man, he smiles, he listens, but he doesn't rush. He doesn't overshare. He doesn't drop his guard because of a sad story. He honors his own walls, not to keep people out, but to keep his peace in. That's what separates boys from men. That's what separates weak kings from real ones. Because the truth is simple, brother. Anyone can tell a good story, but not everyone has earned a seat at your table. Not everyone deserves the key to your heart. And certainly not everyone gets past your walls just because they know how to cry on cue. So what's the move when she starts dumping her past in your lap day one? You stay calm, you stay kind, but you stay guarded. Let her talk, let her share. But you move slow. You let time do its work. You watch actions, not words. You build trust brick by brick, because a real king, a real man of peace, he doesn't lower his walls for every traveler passing by. He builds his kingdom strong. And he lets time and character decide who's worthy of the gate. Let them talk, let them test. But you stay stone, you stay still, you stay sovereign. That's how a man protects his peace. That's how a king rules his world. And that's exactly who you're becoming. Number 2, every ex was crazy. Every friend did her wrong. You're next, bro. It's almost like a script, like she's told the story 100 times before. Every ex, crazy, toxic, abusive, narcissist. Every friend, jealous, fake, two-faced. Every boss, unfair. Every co-worker, backstabbing. Every family member, the problematic. And here you are, sitting across from her, soaking it all in, thinking you're the exception, thinking maybe, just maybe, you're going to be the one man who treats her right, the one man who gets her. You feel it rising in your chest, that old protector instinct. You want to save her, shield her, prove to her not every man is the enemy. It feels noble, it feels masculine, it feels like what a good man would do. But I'll tell you what it really is. It's bait, it's a test, and it's a trap that buries more good men than anything I've seen. See, a woman who's truly at peace, a woman who has healed, she doesn't need to burn down every bridge behind her. She doesn't need to set fire to every name in her past. She doesn't weaponize her history to hook your heart, but a woman who leaves a wake of wreckage everywhere she goes. She's not the victim. She's the common denominator. Brother, patterns don't lie, and men lose themselves, waste years of their lives ignoring this truth. You see, we're wired to protect. It's in us. We want to provide. We want to lead. We want to rescue. But the line between protector and pawn, it's thin, real thin. especially when you're dealing with a woman who knows how to tell a story that makes her the eternal victim and everyone else the villain. And this is the brutal part most men don't want to hear. If every person from her past is the problem, it's only a matter of time before you are too, right now. You're the new toy. You're the fresh audience. But wait until life gets hard. Wait until you stop performing. Wait until you put up a boundary. That same story she told about every other man. She's writing the next chapter with your name in it, because this isn't about healing. It's about control. It's about pulling you deeper into her world, until you lose track of your own, until you're defending yourself against ghosts you never met, until you're questioning your own peace just to keep her storms calm. That's not love. That's emotional blackmail dressed up as connection. And I've seen too many men, strong men, smart men, fall right into it. They turn into therapists instead of partners. They carry emotional debt that isn't theirs. They give and give and give, until there's nothing left but resentment and confusion. But the stoic man, the grounded man, he sees the pattern, he listens, but he doesn't get pulled under. He watches actions, not words. He notices how people move. Does she have stable relationships? Does she speak with respect, even about people who hurt her? Does she live in peace or constant drama? Because let me tell you something real simple, brother. A peaceful woman leaves peace in her wake. Not destruction, not chaos, not a trail of broken friendships and endless victim stories, and a man with discipline. He doesn't get baited by sob stories and sad eyes. He stays calm, he stays kind, but he stays sovereign. He knows his role. He's a man, not a rehab center, not a rescue project, not a stand-in therapist for someone who refuses to grow. You want to lead a woman? Lead her by example, lead her in peace, lead her by protecting your standards, not by saving her from every ghost in her closet. Some people don't need saving, they need solitude, they need reflection, they need to deal with their own damn patterns. And that's not cruel. That's clarity, that's wisdom, that's what keeps a man strong. Because here's the truth, plain and sharp. A man chasing chaos will drown in it. A man protecting peace will build an empire on it. Choose who you're gonna be. Choose what life you're building. And next time you hear those words, every ex was crazy, you pause, you watch, you listen, because the man who ignores patterns today will become the next villain in her story tomorrow. Stay sharp. Stay grounded. Stay free. Number 3, mysterious phone habits. It's a little thing, always is. You don't notice it at first. Her phone buzzes, and she flips it over. Screen down. Every time. You're sitting right next to her. You're talking. You're laughing. But that phone stays face down. Like it's allergic to sunlight. Then the battery excuse starts. Oh, my phone's always dying. Oh, I'm so bad at charging it. Oh, I just like being present. Sounds harmless. Sounds reasonable. Hell, maybe you even respect it. Man, she's not addicted to her phone like most people. Feels good, right? Feels like old school connection. But then it happens again. You catch the half smile. That quiet little laugh when a text pops up. She reads it quick, locks the screen faster. You ask, "What's funny?" And she shrugs. "Oh, nothing. Just a friend, just a joke, just private." And here's where most men fall flat on their face, right here, because you want to believe the best. You want to believe it's innocent. You want to believe privacy is a sign of maturity. That respecting space means ignoring gut feelings, so you justify it again and again. She's private. She's independent. She's had trust issues in the past. Let me tell you something from a man who's been there. That's not privacy. That's secrecy. And they are not the same thing. See, privacy is about boundaries. Privacy is about protecting peace. Privacy is about self-respect. But secrecy is about control. Secrecy is about manipulation. Secrecy is about building a life in the shadows while selling you a fantasy in the light. You think you're honoring her space? Yet you're actually disrespecting your own damn intuition, and that's what cuts deep, because a man who betrays his gut to keep the peace will eventually lose both. He'll lose the peace, and he'll lose himself. Because here's the pattern nobody talks about. When a woman's loyal, when she's solid, when she's really in it for you, she moves like it. Her life is in the light. Her actions match her words. You don't have to ask twice. You don't have to decode signals. You don't have to sit there like some detective wondering if you're paranoid. Real women are the ones who value respect. They don't operate in secrecy. They don't hide smiles. They don't dodge questions. They don't treat their phone like classified government files. And if they do, Sergei, it's a message. Loud and clear. It's not about being insecure. It's about being awake, aware, grounded. Because a Stoic man doesn't beg for access. He doesn't snoop. He doesn't argue. He doesn't lecture. He watches. He observes. He lets patterns speak louder than promises. If her phone behavior shifts when you're around, if the vibe feels off, if your gut twists and you can't shake it, don't talk yourself out of it. That's your signal. That's your mind protecting your heart. The mistake most men make is staying too long trying to trust harder when all the signs say, leave faster. Trust isn't blind. Trust is built brick by brick, day by day. Action over words. And you're not here to chase clarity. You're here to stand in it. A man of peace doesn't entertain chaos. A man of value doesn't negotiate his worth. He sees the signs. He respects himself enough to act, because let me tell you something cold and real. Trust without truth is slavery. You're not built for that. You're not built to wonder, to wait, to question your own mind every night because she's smiling at a screen you never get to see. That's not love. That's a leash. Cut it to move. Guard your peace like a kingdom under attack. And never let secrecy wear the mask of privacy again. A peaceful woman. She lives in the light. Always. A man of discipline. He doesn't chase shadows. He walks in truth. And he lets the rest fall away. Remember this line, brother. Write it on your heart if you have to. Privacy is respect. Secrecy is a warning. Don't ignore it. Number 4, flirts like it's breathing. It sneaks up on you, starts off light, feels like charm. She laughs a little too loud at the waiter's joke, leans in a little too close to the bartender, touches the arm of a stranger she just met like. They've known each other for years. You watch it happen. You tell yourself she's just friendly, she's just confident. You sit there convincing yourself it's harmless, that this is what being secure looks like, that the modern man isn't supposed to care. But deep down, something burns. Not jealousy, not weakness, clarity. Your gut doesn't lie, brother. It's telling you the truth most men are too scared to admit. She's addicted, not to love, not to connection. She's addicted to validation. Attention is her fuel, eyes on her, words about her, energy sent her way. That's how she breathes. And here's where most good men get trapped. They take it personal. They start playing a game they were never built to win. They chase, They compete. They overperform. They start cracking. Jokes louder, touching more, matching the energy in the room just to keep up. Trying to prove they're fun enough, cool enough, masculine enough. That's the beginning of the end. Because the second you fight for attention, you lose power. A masculine man doesn't fight for spotlight. He is the spotlight, quiet, grounded, certain. See, women who respect themselves, women who are grounded in peace, don't need to harvest energy from every man in the room. They're not collectors of attention. They're protectors of connection. They pour their energy into the man. They've chosen, not the crowd, but a woman who flirts like it's breathing, who's always just being friendly. That's not harmless. That's a boundary issue. And you're not built to beg for attention. You're not built to be another brick in the wall of her validation factory. That's not love. That's performance. That's scarcity. The sad truth is this: many men stay in these situations for years, living on scraps of real connection, watching their woman light up for strangers while dimming down at home. And it erodes them, slow, silent, until one day they wake up, looking in the mirror, and they don't even recognize the man staring back, exhausted, empty, small, all because they didn't have the spine to walk away from chaos early. Let me tell you the Stoic shift that changes everything. You don't fight for what's real. You don't perform for love. You don't compete for attention with strangers. You don't out-joke the bartender. You don't out-charm the guy at the gym. You don't dance for scraps of connection. Masculine. Men don't fight for attention. They walk away from chaos, quietly, without drama, without shouting matches, without ultimatums. They watch, they observe. And if the pattern stays the same, they leave, because peace is worth more than presence, because dignity is worth more than desire, because being alone is better than being in a room full of people pretending not to see you. Listen to me, flirting like it's breathing isn't confidence. It's a leak, a wound, an emptiness screaming to be filled by whoever looks her way. You can't fix that. It's not your job to fix that. It's not your burden to carry. The Stoic man, he lets that wind blow right past him, doesn't flinch, doesn't engage, doesn't fight for what's never been his to keep. He walks, he rebuilds, he stays rooted in his own worth, because at the end of the day, real love doesn't need a stage. Real women don't perform for strangers, and real men, they never fight for attention. They create peace, they protect it, and they never lose themselves in the noise of someone else's validation game. Remember that. Write it down if you have to. Say it out loud. Masculine. Men don't fight for attention. They walk away from chaos, and that's exactly what you're built to do. Number 5, disrespect small boundaries. It doesn't happen all at once. Disrespect rarely does. It's not loud at first. It's quiet, casual, almost playful. It looks like a small comment at dinner. You're so picky about your food. A little eye roll when you leave the gym early to hit your morning routine. Oh, Mr. Discipline is at it again. A joke in front of her friends about how you're no fun anymore because you cut out drinking. And you tell yourself, it's not a big deal. She's just messing around. She doesn't really mean it. And that's the mistake right there. That's the first crack in your armor. Because here's the hard truth most men don't want to face. What you allow. Once it becomes the standard forever. See, the first time a woman pokes at your values, your habits, your discipline, and you let it slide, you've just taught her something. You've taught her that your standards are negotiable, your boundaries are flexible, your identity is for sale at the price of a laugh. And that's how respect dies, not in some dramatic explosion, not in one huge betrayal, but in a slow, silent erosion of your self-respect. One ignored boundary at a time, one nervous laugh at a joke you hated, one "it's fine" when it absolutely was not fine, because men think disrespect shows up in the big moments, cheating, lying, disloyalty. But the truth is, disrespect starts small. It starts in the moments no one sees. It starts when she mocks the very things that make you who you are. Your discipline, your focus, your peace. And the man who shrugs it off, the man who avoids confrontation, the man who trades his standards for comfort, that man's story ends the same way every time, empty, resentful, invisible in his own life. I've seen it too many times. Guys waking up 5 years into a relationship they don't recognize, their habits gone, their mission forgotten, their confidence gutted, all because they let small shit slide at the start. But the stoic man, the grounded man, he doesn't let the small things pass, not because he's angry, not because he's fragile, because he respects himself too much to allow cracks in the foundation. He sees early disrespect for what it is, a test, and a boundary ignored is a boundary erased. So what's the move? Simple. When it happens, when she mocks your habits, plays dumb about what bothers you, you stay calm, you stay steady, but you address it, direct, clear, no games. Hey, I don't joke about things I value. Respect that. And that's it. That's your warning. No lecture, no argument, no back and forth. But here's the key, brother. That's the only warning. The next time it happens, you leave. Period. Because you're not here to be trained out of your discipline. You're not here to shrink. You're not here to perform. You're here to lead, to build, to protect your peace like your life depends on it. Because it damn well does. Weak men get tested endlessly. Strong men get tested once. Make sure you're the latter. Because a woman who truly respects you, she won't mock your mission, she won't joke about your growth, she'll guard it, she'll support it, she'll protect your time and energy like it's sacred. And if she doesn't, that's not your person, that's not your future, and that sure as hell isn't your queen. So remember this, early disrespect, final warning, or final exit, no debates, no drama, no delay. Because a man who doesn't defend his peace loses it. A man who doesn't protect his standards becomes a shadow of himself, not overnight, but one joke at a time, one eye roll at a time, one boundary crossed at a time. Stay sharp, stay grounded, stay unshakable, and never, never let small shit slide. That's how kings lose their crowns. And you didn't come this far to forget who you are. Early disrespect, final warning, or final exit. Simple, strong, stoic. Number 6, creates drama to test you. It always starts the same way, out of nowhere. 1 minute things are calm. You're having a normal day, working hard, focused, handling your life. Then suddenly, here it comes. A random accusation, a comment twisted sideways, an argument pulled from thin air. Why didn't you text me back fast enough? I saw the way you looked at that waitress. Seems like you don't even care anymore. It's not about what was said. It's not about facts. It's not about reason. It's about chaos. She's testing you, poking at your peace, trying to stir you up, trying to see if she can pull you into her storm. And this right here, This is where most men lose the battle before they even know it started. Because you take the bait, you argue, you defend yourself, you explain, you raise your voice. You try to make her see logic. Big mistake. See, when a woman lives in chaos, when drama is her comfort zone, the worst thing you can give her is your energy. Your reaction is fuel. Your frustration is attention. Your anger is confirmation that she owns your mind. And the more you argue, the more you explain, the more you try to win the fight, the more you lose your peace, lose your center, lose your power. Because a stoic man, a grounded man, understands something most men never learn. You don't wrestle pigs, not because you're weak, not because you're scared, but because wrestling pigs gets you dirty, and the pig likes it. That's the game she's playing. That's the trap. A woman who thrives in drama wants a man who meets her there, wants a man reactive, emotional, defensive. But that man isn't you, not anymore, not after what you've learned, not after what you've survived. See, a man who has control over himself, a man who values his peace above everything else. He doesn't get dragged into emotional quicksand. He stays still, he stays calm, he stays in control. Silence becomes his weapon, distance becomes his discipline. When the storm rises, he lets it rise. When the accusations fly, he lets them fall flat. He doesn't flinch, doesn't beg, doesn't dance. He simply watches, observes, and if the chaos keeps coming, if the pattern stays the same, he leaves without shouting, without threats, without ceremony. He walks, because a man at peace doesn't need to prove anything. He lets the storm pass. He lets the dust settle. And if the woman standing in front of him only knows how to live in conflict, that's her battle to fight, alone, not yours, not anymore. This is where most men struggle. They think walking away is weakness. They think silence is surrender. But in reality, it's the ultimate power move. A disciplined man knows how valuable his energy is. He doesn't give it away cheaply. He doesn't waste it trying to control what isn't his to control. He doesn't explain himself to someone committed to misunderstanding him. He guards his peace like a fortress. Because here's the truth you need to burn into your mind. Peace is expensive, and men who value peace pay for it with distance, with discipline, with silence. You don't fix a woman who creates drama to test you. You don't argue with her. You don't chase her. You don't convince her. You let her go. You let her spiral on her own, and you stay grounded, still stoic, because a man who can't control himself will never control his life. But a man who owns his peace, a man who stays calm in the middle of the storm, that man is untouchable, unshakable, free. So remember this next time the chaos comes knocking. Stoic men don't wrestle pigs. Silence is power. Distance is discipline. Let her spin. Let her test. Let her drama fall to the ground like noise in the wind. But you stay stone. You stay still. You stay sovereign. Because peace is your kingdom. And you protect it like a man who's finally learned what matters most. Let her storm. You stay the mountain. Brother, listen close. This is what it all comes down to. You've seen behind the mask now. You know the signs, you know the patterns, because a woman can wear innocence like makeup. She can say all the right things. Act sweet. Act soft. Pretend like she's different. But patterns never lie. Words can cover a lot of things, but patterns will always expose the truth. And this life, this chapter you're stepping into now, it isn't about chasing beauty. It isn't about saving anyone. It isn't about proving your worth to people who test your peace like it's a game. It's about standing on solid ground. It's about guarding your mind like a fortress. It's about remembering who the hell you are. You're a man of peace, not a doormat, not a beggar, not a fool wandering through storms that don't belong to him. Your peace is your kingdom, and every decision you make either builds that kingdom or burns it to the ground. It's not complicated. A woman worth your time will add to your life, not drain it. She'll move in truth. She'll leave peace in her wake. She won't play games with your time. She won't test you like a child. And if she does, you know what to do now. You don't argue, you don't explain, you don't lose sleep. You walk, because a man who protects his peace doesn't need to yell about it. His life speaks for him. His boundaries speak for him. His discipline speaks for him. That's power, that's freedom. That's what you're built for. So here's the line I want you to carry with you. Every day you wake up, every room you step into, every woman you meet, a peaceful man is the most dangerous man alive, because nothing controls him, nothing owns him, nothing shakes him. He walks in truth, he protects his kingdom, and he lets the world adjust. If you're ready to live like that, if you're done with games, done with chaos, done with women who drain your soul, drop it in the comments right now. I protect my peace. Say it like you mean it. Own it like your future depends on it. Because it does.